Welcome to Cannabis Dad. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my website, Cannabis Dad TV. Cannabis Dad TV. This show is about healing. This show is a special show. This show is about removing the stigma of cannabis. On that note, I suffer from anxiety. I've dealt with depression throughout my life. I've always had this issue with having positive thoughts and making positive decisions. I have allowed my anxiety to not necessarily rule my life, but it's gotten in the way a lot of the times when I could have maybe taken a breath, thought about it, or communicated better. My behavior, erratic perhaps in the past, I think is something psychic where we get overwhelmed sometimes, and I've had to learn to deal with that. I'm a weirdo. I'm a Scorpio. Stellium. Oh, what does that mean? I was born October 28th, 1974, Granada Hills, California, 5:56 a.m. Cannabis overall just really takes the edge off, allows me to focus, allows me to unfocus in many cases where I've had a tech job or a job in customer service. So cannabis is a plant, it is not a drug. Drugs to me are something that are created by pharmaceutical companies. So as much as I enjoy cannabis, there's something that definitely weighs on my conscience, and that is I am tired of the war on drugs. We should all be thinking about what was done in the past. Not just be happy about the future of cannabis. And I think that prohibition of plants in general is just silly. I think age prohibitions are pretty silly, but that's not the battle I'm trying to fight right now. I don't consume in front of my son. My son likes mermaids and dinosaurs. I don't want my son to start asking about things like dabbing, bong hits, pipes, blunts. I don't need him to get interested in those things. When the time is right, I will inform him, I will let him know, I will explain it to him clearly. I will also let him know that it is really a medicine for a lot of people, and it's not just some recreational high. I am not in competition with anybody when it comes to smoking. Seriously, I could care less. I could care less about watching people smoke a whole blunt or a big joint the size of somebody's head or leg or arm. It doesn't do anything for me. I typically smoke 4 or 5 times a day, maybe. I'm sorry, I should say vape, right? Don't get high and then get in the car right away and drive with your kids and family around. It can be dangerous. You can be impaired by smoking weed and driving. It is possible. I've felt impaired myself at times. At other times, I felt empowered by cannabis, and I could smoke a bong hit and go drive my car. Be safe, you know. If you've never tried this stuff before and you want to do some edibles, make sure you're with somebody who knows what they're doing, and make sure you do it in a safe place. Okay? Don't do it and know that you're going to have to drive anytime soon. So healing, I have learned that I have healing talents and skills. I believe that they're not just something I was born with, but really something I've developed over time. Part of it has to deal with physical activity, feeling stress from physical activity, and learning how to release that. Walking and stretching are things that I commonly do to relieve stress and energy. I'll talk a little bit later about how I've worked in technology and customer service, which is another stress. So all of these things are adding up to reasons also why I consume cannabis, because it keeps me balanced. It really does. I've made a lot of jumpy decisions because of anxiety, and maybe it was just ego and self-righteousness, but a lot of times I was really acting on fear, and the fear that I would become trapped, imprisoned by something, and or hurt because I felt trauma in the past. And maybe it's because of some other things, but one of the other things is I'm a veteran. I was in the U.S. Army for 5 years. I was in the Signal Corps. I worked in telecommunications with radios and antennas. In fact, I feel different afterwards. I feel that I'm more sensitive to radio frequency. because I've slept in communications shelters and around them where there's this constant humming of zzz. I also gained some experience from places like Bosnia and Kuwait, where when you experience conflict, trauma, there's a lot of issues there, and you carry that stuff with you. In general, I've lived outside the United States for 8 years of my life, and when I went to Bosnia in 1996, I basically became a citizen of the world. I was part of NATO forces, part of the peacekeeping force, under the United Nations mission there. It was pretty important business. I was an ambassador of my country, and I actually took that seriously. I have worked many jobs. I've just done all kinds of exciting work and menial work. And work is work. It's like meditation, If you can meditate while you're working and just get it done, the more power to you, really. And the less stress, hopefully. I'm tired of fear. I'm really tired of fear. That's why I'm doing this. I just quit my day job. I've been a technician, an implementer and trainer, and I've done change management. I've worked in the matrix, basically. I felt the connection from the user experience going all the way back to whoever thought of the system in the first place that these people are using, to know that you could be having a direct effect on people's daily psychology and level of confidence and overall sense of well-being. And I take that very seriously. And tying that into the healing thing, one of my skills has been having a nice, calm voice. I'm pretty well versed in how to troubleshoot and triage people's problems. But it saps your energy, and it just sucks the life out of you sometimes. It really is just, I'm proud of the 5 years of formative experience that I have doing that. I really am. With my tech skills, I'm taking it to another level. With the confidence that I have built, I'm managing my own products. I'm managing my own projects so that I can fulfill my dreams. I am Cannabis Dad, and god damn it, this is Cannabis Dad TV. So there. I am bilingual, and I'm a member of a bicultural family from the United States and Peru. Been around my family a lot, working from home, and it's difficult. And it's difficult to invest the time and energy in something that takes away from family time when it just almost always seems like family time when you're working from home. And I love my family. Why wouldn't I want to procrastinate and hang out with them, or make them dinner, or wash some dishes, or make a really nice salad or something for them and me? I'd love to do that. And so I care about our planet and sustainability. I'm so interested in building my own home in a place that operates and functions sustainably, that could be a community for artists. It has gardens. It recycles everything, and I really want to live better. It's about diet, health, healing, regenerating. I love the ocean and body surfing, and I really, really love being in the waves and just splashing about and feeling the amazing energy from the ocean. I risk getting stung by stingrays. I've been stung once already in the past year, on top of an appendectomy that I had. I've been through a few things physically, and I'm recovering. I think that one of my spirit animals is a stingray. I appreciate the truth about healing. Physical, spiritual, emotional, it all, hopefully even monetary. Oh, I also love walking. There are people who believe in the philosophy of walking. It's a philosophy, I guess. I went to college and I graduated with a degree in geography. I studied science, art, and within science, mostly social sciences and political science. But I'm also a skeptic sometimes, because I think people's minds are really warped. and and I don't think people really grasp that entirely. So I think data and information should always be questioned and looked at. But I trust science for the most part, and I've actually helped collect scientific data and process scientific samples in a university environment for people who are working to complete their doctoral degrees. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I'm a content creator and a thinker. So I've also worked with video and audio. I've sung in bands and played instruments a little bit. So I like to dabble in a lot of things: photography, sculpture, drawing, painting. It's an acrylic on canvas. It's some happy sycamore trees. I'm very creative and I love to draw and paint and design. The Cannabis Dad logo you see here is a symbol of cannabis that represents a greater portion of society, like the 99%. Okay? This is a symbol for the 99%. I really want to help and support a community of a greater community of cannabis consumers who a lot of you are really hardworking, responsible people. A lot of you are patients. You might even be dying, and you are welcome here. I don't care what your situation is. Tell me about your story. The Cannabis Dad logo is also about engagement, and it's about activism. I hope that cannabis doesn't go completely corporate. Stay tuned for future episodes that will include surveys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my website, Cannabis Dad TV. Cannabis Dad TV. Cannabis Dad TV.